Welcome back to Global News, your go-to source for the biggest updates from the USA and across the globe. Today, we are counting down the most impactful news stories you need to know right now. Before we jump in, make sure to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe so you never miss a world update. Let's get started with number 10. Today, first news. Wealthy flee Dubai as Iranian strikes spark private jet surge. The Middle East is witnessing a desperate exodus of the super-rich following Iranian missile and drone strikes on Dubai and Abu Dhabi. With major hubs like Dubai International Airport crippled by damage, private jet prices have skyrocketed to a record $350,000, 3.2 crore rupees, as executives and wealthy families scramble for safety. Riyadh has emerged as the primary escape route, with Saudi Arabia remaining largely untouched by the conflict. Many are enduring 10-hour drives in chartered SUVs to reach Riyadh's King Khalid International Airport, the only viable gateway to Europe and the West. This sudden instability has severely tarnished Dubai's reputation as a secure, luxury haven, forcing a global reassessment of the city's safety. Next news, global skywatchers prepare for rare total lunar eclipse tonight. Tonight, skywatchers will witness a rare total lunar eclipse as Earth moves directly between the Sun and the Moon. This astronomical event, often called a blood moon, occurs when Earth's atmosphere filters sunlight, casting a deep reddish hue on the lunar surface. This is a particularly special occasion as it remains the only total lunar eclipse visible until late 2028. Visible across Asia, Australia, and the Americas, the phenomenon will reach full totality for approximately 58 minutes. While ancient myths once viewed eclipses as omens, modern science confirms these events are safe to watch with the naked eye. Astronomers emphasize that this is a simple geometric alignment, offering a unique opportunity for humanity to connect with the cosmic choreography of our solar system. Next news, European gas prices surge as Hormuz crisis threatens LNG supply. European gas prices have jumped sharply following a significant slowdown in tanker traffic through the Strait of Hormuz. This disruption, triggered by joint US and Israeli strikes on Iran, has sent shockwaves through energy markets, with Dutch title transfer facility futures soaring up to 48% to reach €47.20 per megawatt-hour. The crisis intensified after a drone strike on Qatar Energy's Ras Laffan facility forced a production halt, deepening global supply anxieties. With the Strait of Hormuz handling 20% of the world's liquefied natural gas, the bottleneck is placing immense pressure on European markets. Regional gas storage levels have already dipped below 30%, leaving the continent highly vulnerable to these international shocks. As Qatar, a top global exporter, sees its primary shipping route stalled, traders remain on high alert over the stability of energy flows into Europe. Next news, Australian forces under fire as Iranian drones strike UAE airbase. Australian Defence Minister Richard Marles has confirmed that the Al Minhad airbase in the United Arab Emirates was targeted by Iranian drones during a weekend of rapid regional escalation. While the facility, located south of Dubai, sustained strikes on the opening night of the conflict, all Australian personnel have been declared safe and accounted for. Australia has operated from the base since 2003, maintaining a significant presence to support regional security operations. The strike on Al Minhad is part of a broader wave of retaliatory attacks by Iran that have impacted high-profile targets across the Gulf, including Dubai International Airport and the Burj Al Arab. As the conflict intensifies, the Australian government is coordinating contingency plans for approximately 115,000 citizens currently in the Middle East. Foreign Minister Penny Wong has engaged with UAE officials to assist stranded travellers, while Minister Marles reiterated Canberra's support for US and Israeli actions aimed at neutralizing Iran's nuclear capabilities. Next news, UAE leaders reassure public with appearance at Dubai Mall amid strikes. The President of the United Arab Emirates, Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, and Dubai Crown Prince Sheikh Hamdan bin Mohammed were seen walking among shoppers at Dubai Mall on Monday, a move signaling resilience as the nation faces ongoing aerial attacks. The high-profile appearance occurred shortly after UAE air defenses intercepted a wave of Iranian ballistic missiles and drones. Despite the regional hostilities, the leaders were filmed warmly greeting families and dining at a mall restaurant, reflecting a life-goes-on atmosphere that has resonated across social media. While the Ministry of Defense remains on high alert and has successfully neutralized numerous threats, the government continues to balance security with normalcy. Authorities have implemented safety measures, including remote work and schooling recommendations, yet major public venues remain active. This public display by the UAE leadership aims to provide reassurance to residents and tourists alike, even as the broader conflict involving the United States, Israel, and Iran maintains a tense environment across the Gulf. Next news, Trump ends boycott to attend White House Correspondents' Dinner as GOAT. President Donald Trump announced Tuesday he will attend this year's White House Correspondents' Dinner as the guest of honor, ending his long-standing boycott of the event. In a Truth Social post, Trump claimed the association asked him very nicely and suggested that journalists now recognize him as one of the greatest presidents in history, calling himself the GOAT. He promised to make the gala the greatest, hottest, and most spectacular in history, marking a sharp pivot from his previous stance of skipping the event due to fake news coverage. Simultaneously, Trump intensified his rhetoric against former presidents Barack Obama and Joe Biden regarding the Iran nuclear deal. He asserted that his 2018 termination of the horrendous agreement prevented Iran from acquiring nuclear weapons years ago. Attributing current regional instability to his predecessors, Trump labeled the deal the most dangerous transaction in U.S. history, maintaining that the world would be in a far more precarious position had the original pact been allowed to stand. Next news, Pakistan claims 67 Afghan soldiers killed as border war intensifies. Fighting between Pakistan and Afghanistan entered its fifth consecutive day on Tuesday, resulting in the deaths of 67 Afghan security force members and one Pakistani soldier. Information Minister Ataullah Tarar reported that Pakistani forces repelled coordinated ground assaults at 16 locations in Balochistan and 25 points in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. This latest escalation follows a series of retaliatory strikes triggered last week, with Islamabad now describing the situation as an open war. President Asif Ali Zardari defended the military operations, stating that diplomacy had failed to stop militants from using Afghan soil to launch attacks within Pakistan. The conflict has officially collapsed a previous ceasefire brokered by Qatar and Turkey, as Pakistan vows to continue operations until the Taliban government takes verifiable action against the TTP. The international community remains on high alert as the violence spreads across a border region known for being a stronghold of various militant organizations. Next news, Iran mourns over 150 schoolgirls killed in US-Israeli strikes as protests erupt. Thousands of Iranians flooded the streets in a solemn funeral procession following a devastating missile strike on Minab Girls Primary School in Hormozgan province. The reports the death toll has reached 150 schoolgirls, with another 100 wounded after the facility was hit during the Operation Epic Fury/Roaring Lion offensive. Images of freshly dug graves and massive crowds of mourners have surfaced online, sparking widespread outrage and protests against the killing of innocent students in what UNESCO has condemned as a violation of international humanitarian law. In a letter to Congress, President Donald Trump justified the February 28 strikes as a necessary action to protect U.S. interests, ensure the free flow of commerce through the Strait of Hormuz, and defend regional allies. Trump asserted the mission was designed to minimize civilian casualties while neutralizing Iran's military capabilities. However, the strike on the elementary school has intensified the conflict, with Iran launching retaliatory barrages across the region. As world leaders urge de-escalation, the mounting civilian toll has turned the spotlight on the humanitarian catastrophe unfolding in West Asia. Next news, gold and silver surge to record highs amid US-Iran war. Experts warn of potential 3 to 8% crash. Precious metals have reached multi-week highs as the escalating conflict between the United States, Israel, and Iran drives intense safe haven demand. International gold prices topped $5,400 per ounce on Monday, while domestic MCX gold neared the 170,000 rupees mark. Silver has followed suit, climbing to $89.64 per ounce as investors rotate capital out of equities to hedge against potential war-related disruptions and the threatened closure of the Strait of Hormuz. While the current market sentiment is overwhelmingly bullish, experts warn that a diplomatic breakthrough could trigger a sharp knee-jerk correction. Analysts from Kotak Mahindra AMC and Invasit PMS suggest gold could see a 3 to 5% pullback, while silver, due to its higher volatility, could crash by 5 to 8% if geopolitical tensions ease. Despite these risks, the structural outlook remains strong, supported by central bank buying and global de-dollarization trends, even as a strengthening US dollar attempts to cap the upside. Next news, UK petrol prices set to break records as Middle East conflict chokes global oil supply. Drivers across the UK are facing the prospect of record-breaking petrol prices this month, as the escalating war between the United States and Iran plunges global energy markets into turmoil. Following joint US-Israeli strikes and the subsequent killing of Iranian leader Ali Khamenei, Iran has threatened a total blockade of the Strait of Hormuz. With the choke point for 20% of the world's oil effectively reaching a standstill, Brent crude has surged over 10% to $82 a barrel, ending a period of relative stability. The AA warns that these geopolitical shocks could hit UK pumps within 10 to 12 days, potentially pushing average prices toward 142.5p per litre. This volatility arrives at a critical moment for Chancellor Rachel Reeves, who faces mounting pressure to cancel planned fuel duty increases. Experts note that while the shift to spring may slightly ease gas demand, the loss of millions of barrels of oil per day from the Gulf remains a dire threat to the UK's economic security and inflation targets. Next news: Air Arabia and Qatar Airways suspend flights as UAE airspace partially reopens. The Ministry of External Affairs Evacuation Cell confirmed on Tuesday that while UAE airspace has partially reopened under restricted corridors, regular flight services remain heavily suspended due to escalating regional tensions. Access to Dubai International Airport and Dubai World Central remains strictly controlled, with only a limited number of inbound and outbound flights permitted since Monday evening. Much of the surrounding regional airspace continues to be classified as highly volatile, leading major carriers like Air Arabia and Qatar Airways to halt operations. Authorities emphasized that the airports are not yet fully open to the public, as operations are limited to specific corridors to ensure safety. The partial reopening on March 2nd marks a slight shift in the total lockdown, but officials warn that travel remains unpredictable. The MEA continues to monitor the situation as the conflict between the US, Israel and Iran keeps international shipping and aviation at a virtual standstill across the West Asian corridor. Next news: Nevada seismic swarm near nuclear test site sparks global speculation. A sudden burst of seismic activity near a sensitive US military facility has triggered international concern amid escalating tensions between the United States and Iran. Over 100 tremors, including a magnitude 4.3 earthquake, have struck within a 50-mile radius of the Tonopah test range, often called Area 52, in just 1 week. The timing of these quakes has intensified public curiosity, as military operations involving Iran reach a fever pitch, and President Donald Trump warns of further action. While the region is historically linked to classified nuclear research, officials have issued no statement suggesting a resumption of underground testing. Geologists emphasize that Nevada remains one of the most seismically active states, citing natural fault movements as the likely cause. However, the proximity to high-security defense zones continues to fuel online speculation regarding America's strategic preparations. Next news: Putin to mediate Arab concerns over Iranian infrastructure strikes. Russian President Putin will convey deep concerns from Arab leaders to Tehran regarding recent strikes on regional oil infrastructure, the Kremlin announced Tuesday. Following a series of high-level phone calls with 4 Gulf state leaders on Monday, Putin offered to leverage Moscow's strategic partnership with Iran to help defuse the widening conflict. Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov confirmed that Putin intends to use Russia's diplomatic dialogue with the Iranian leadership to advocate for a de-escalation of tensions. This diplomatic push comes as global oil prices continue to climb for a 3rd consecutive day. While Putin recently sent condolences to President Masoud Pezeshkian, no further direct contact with senior Iranian officials or US President Donald Trump has been publicized since the strikes began. Next news: Australia and New Zealand to witness final blood moon until 2029. On Tuesday, March 3rd, skywatchers across Australia and Aotearoa, New Zealand will be in a prime position to witness a total lunar eclipse. This celestial event occurs as the moon passes directly through Earth's shadow, transitioning from its usual brightness to a deep reddish glow known as totality. The striking blood moon effect is caused by Rayleigh scattering, where Earth's atmosphere filters out blue light and bends red wavelengths toward the lunar surface. Astronomers note that the specific shade of red will depend on the dust and clarity of Earth's atmosphere at the time. This leisurely event will unfold over several hours, with totality lasting approximately 1 hour. As the last total lunar eclipse until 2029, it offers a rare, accessible opportunity for public viewing. Next news: Qatar announces automatic 1-month visa extension amid regional conflict. Qatar has announced a 1-month extension for all categories of entry visas following significant air traffic disruptions caused by escalating tensions in the Middle East. According to the Ministry of Interior, this extension applies to visas that are currently scheduled to expire or have already expired, with the 1-month period calculated from February 28 onwards. To ensure a hassle-free experience, the process will be handled automatically through approved electronic systems, requiring no additional fees or formal applications from travelers. However, individuals with existing visa violations or accumulated fines prior to February 28 must settle those penalties to become eligible for the waiver. This decision comes as regional airspace partially reopens following a series of